What is going on, guys? How is it going today? My name is Scapenomics, and welcome back to another flipping and money-making live stream today, guys. Hopefully, you guys are doing well today on this lovely, lovely Monday evening. Let's crack over on into it today, guys, and hopefully you are excited. Now, of course, as usual, we are working with 2,140,000,000 GP today. We're going to try to flip that up, multiply that as much as possible, and just make some nice gains here on the exchange. Now, today, things have been a little bit more volatile than usual, so I do expect there to be some pretty decent margins. And please excuse the Hydro Leather and the grimy Renar flips. I was doing some flips off stream here, but we just got that cleared up for you as well. Now, let's go ahead and bust into the flips really quick today. We do have a decent margin showing on the Arcane Spirit Shield as well as the Scythe of Eter right off the bat here today, so I would like to take a look at those. Of course, listing those Arcane Spirit Shields first. Now, pretty decent margin on these today. I do want to go ahead and try to get a few of these going here. We need to be a little bit careful on the buy listing because currently the sell price hasn't been updated in quite a couple of minutes here, about 10 minutes or so. So we do need to be a little bit careful in the way that we do enter this position. But okay, looks like we just got confirmation on the sell offer there. Its margin's still holding pretty strong, so I'm actually confident in going in for a little bit more expensive of a price on that buy margin. We're going to go ahead and list 4 of those in the meantime. Now, I do want to get this Twisted Bow traded as well, so we're going to do a Twisted Bow on top of it. I did say I was going to do the Scythe of Eter, but currently right now the Twisted Bow has a more accurate margin, so that's actually what I'd like to go after first here today, and that's what we will be doing. Now, we're going to list slightly under margin on the Twisted Bow, try to play the downtrend a little bit, and that way we can flip it for a better margin. Anyway, guys, we have Jay Hefner popping in the chat. We have John Wallace and Dylan Bren as well. Good to see everybody today. Jay says, what's good, man? Hope you had a good weekend. I had a very good weekend, Jay. You should definitely message me about it off stream. I'll tell you all about it. But it was a great weekend, man. Definitely very excited to be back on the exchange, flipping as usual. You know, me and the Grand Exchange, we have a sort of bond that cannot be replicated. Now, I do want to go ahead and actually get into some more items here. The Bludgeon might be a decent one for us to crack into next. Now, the Abyssal Bludgeon currently is showing over a 100k margin, and I would like to take advantage of that today. We're going to go ahead and list 8 of the Bludgeons here. We'll try to flip that up, turn it around into some profit. Now, we also have a decent margin showing on the Grazi Rapier right now as well, so we'll see if we can get the Grazi going for a solid margin. The Grazi's been a little bit funky, right? It has been coming down a lot in price recently, and I'm a little bit surprised by it. It's one of the items that hasn't held its value as well compared to the market. It's actually a little bit cheaper than a lot of the market right now, and showing absolutely no signs of recovery. Long-term downtrend currently on the Grazi for about the past 3 months or so, I believe. So just an interesting situation on that item in general. We're going to see if we can take advantage of it today, of course, and of course I listed it wrong as well. So let's go ahead and try to get this Grazi back on here for the correct price and try to pick up a few of those. Again, like I said, Grazi on a larger downtrend in comparison to a lot of other items here. So we'll go ahead and list maybe 2 of them for now just to play a little bit risk averse on this flip. Now, we also have Khalid popping in. He says, yeah, man, good to see you, Khalid. Thank you for tuning in today. We have Saints fan in Van as well. He says, tuning in from home as my gym is closed now due to COVID. Feels bad, man. You can't get this in real life gains today, those strength gains that you desperately need, because Saint, you're looking kind of skinny, man, okay? You got to get to the gym. Kidding, of course, man. Kidding, of course. We have Jay Hefner saying it's good to hear. Oh, of course, man. The weekends are always amazing. We have Archie Baker popping in as well saying hello. Good to see you, Archie. Thank you for tuning in today as well. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's make some bank today on this lovely, lovely Monday evening. Now, we do have our items listed here today. We will be tracking them on our OSRS wiki tracker here, and we'll just keep a close eye on these prices. Make sure none of those margins really run away from us here today, and I think we will be able to flip a lot of this stuff here. Now, I do want to keep a close eye on that Twisted Bow since we are listed underneath the margin. I am trying to play the downtrend on that Twisted Bow a little bit. There has been a lot of volatility in the market today. I know that for a fact, especially around noon today, my time, about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. There was a lot of volatility, so we need to keep that in mind. Maybe we'll see a little bit of volatility as the session goes on, but currently right now we have bought none of the items, and we're just waiting on some stuff to get picked up here. We'll see how it goes. Now, how have you guys been doing today as far as flipping goes? How was the weekend for you as well? Apparently this weekend was a pretty solid weekend to do some flipping, but I heard today it's been a little bit questionable as far as downtrends go. We currently see the Twisted Bow up down about 15 mil reversal from where it was at the beginning of the weekend, so that's a little bit interesting to see, something to keep a close eye on. The site has held value though, so that kind of gives me hope that the Twisted Bow might come back up in price. We'll have to see. First time checking out the stream, love the content. Evo, man, good to see you. Welcome to the flipping stream today, man, and hopefully you are enjoying it. Definitely give a follow over on Twitch if you are, man. We're doing this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 p.m. or sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully you are enjoying it and you can tune into future ones as well. Again, so far, none of our items have bought yet, so we got to keep that on the low for now. Again, tracking margins very aggressively, making sure we're actually getting on top of these buy prices. With real-time prices, it's made flipping a lot different, and I think a lot of you know that at this point, but you have to track your margins very, very closely. Anytime you see an update, you got to adjust your items, pop in there, and honestly just make a lot of bank from it. We did fill that Grazi as well, which is a good sign. We have Rudonate also popping in over on YouTube. Good to see you, Rude. Thank you for tuning in today. We also have XS giving us a follow over on Twitch. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. And we have DJ Oman popping in as well. Good to see everybody in the chat today. Salute to the chat. I don't know what to say to you guys, but hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Leave a like if you are. That's what counts. Now, we did get both of the Grazis today. Again, more like larger than usual volatility today, right? So we need to keep that in mind as we do our flipping here today. Could we potentially stretch some margins? It's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying we're going to succeed every time, but we might be able to do it. And that's what we're going to focus on here today. Like I said before, we're playing the downtrend on that Twisted Bow right now. Currently, no updated prices on that Twisted Bow, so nothing to be concerned about really from our listing here. And we'll try to catch the dump a little bit on that. Not too aggressively, but we are listed currently underneath the margin. Now, I know I don't have the suit jacket on today, guys. Sue me, okay? It's hot in my room. I didn't want to put it on, man. Evo says, I just started to get into flipping and you've been crazy helpful so far. Thank you, Evo, man. And dude, of course, if you have any questions as well, be sure to ask them in the live chat. I love to help you out because like these in-person live streams are the best place to get like personal coaching as far as flipping in old school RuneScape goes, right? So definitely let me know. Oh, sorry, I paused the music, guys. I do apologize. Oh, and also, yes, of course, join us on Discord as well. Thank you, Jay, for advertising that for us as well. We have Light Up the L popping in. He says, yo, good to see you. And we have DJ. He says, we were talking about this yesterday. I'm still not doing great on passives. What's wrong, DJ? I feel like you're maybe just listing too low or too high, and you just got to adjust that offer a little bit depending on the trend. That's my guess. I don't know exactly what you're doing wrong, but maybe if you could explain it a little bit more, I can just talk about it here on the stream today. But welcome, everybody, to the stream. Hopefully you guys are doing well on this lovely Monday evening. Khalid says, do you have any tips on what to flip with 100 mil? I do have a couple 100 mil flipping guides on my channel, but when you're flipping in this real-time meta, basically what you want to do is go to the OSRS price wiki. You want to favorite a bunch of items that you found have been really good to flip, and then when they show good margins, you want to flip them. I don't think flipping lists are as important these days than they used to be before real-time prices were available, but with 100 mil, you could flip things like the Carol's leather top, Carol's leather skirt. Those are all great options to flip. You could do the Berserker ring, Archer's ring, and honestly, guys, the Grazi, not really making us any money, so we're unfortunately going to have to cycle out of that today, at least for now, until it does show a better margin for us, but I would like to maybe go in on the Sanguesti as well. We'll try to get a couple Sanguestis flipped here. We're cycling into all those raids 2 items today, right? So we'll go ahead and do 3 of the Sanguestis in the meantime. Currently still buying the Bludgeons here, which is a good sign. Hopefully we're going to turn those around for a decent margin as well. And Twisted Bow. The buy offer is a little bit stale, but again, we're playing the downtrend on that Twisted Bow, of course. Now, anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please leave a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and be sure to join us on Discord as well if you're not with us already. We have a Discord dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape, and we would love to have you in there. Now we have Dr. Gone. He says, hey, let's get those juicy flips. I'm here to watch on Twitch from now on. Tomas here. Good to see you, Tomas, man. We're going to get those juicy flips, dude. I mean, at least I hope so. The markets are looking pretty decent today. I don't see anything too concerning right now. Although people were talking about in the Discord group earlier that flipping was a little bit more questionable today. Now, currently, right now, I don't see anything that would throw my flipping alarm off. But right now, everything looks about right. Now, I do want to go ahead and do the Dragon Hunter crossbow next. We can only flip one at a time, I believe, until we have a little bit more capital available. Then we can flip another one. But we're going to do a nice little Dragon Hunter crossbow here. Decent margin on it, and we can only, unfortunately, flip one of them. Good to see everybody here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have, let's see... Saints fan says 29k margin on a 110 mil plus investment on that rapier sums up real-time pricing, real-time price flipping in a nutshell. Saints fan, absolutely, man. It's just like, it's crazy. I mean, it's just a lot of competition, especially right now. I mean, we're flipping at one of the most competitive times like we do every live stream, but yeah, it gets a little bit crazy sometimes when, and also keep in mind how long that took. A little bit unfortunate in that regard. It's just an ultra competition with the new meta. And I mean, it is what it is. You know, there's really no way around it. The only way you can really get around it is if you flip over a longer time frame, which I find is probably the best way to do it. And kind of what I've been rotating my strategy to off stream, right? I hardly do active flipping off stream anymore. It's also kind of because, like, now that I have like a decent amount of GP, I don't really feel like I need to do active flipping as much. So it really helps me out in terms of money making, but not spending all my time standing at the Grand Exchange, following margins and trading items back and forth. Now that's just my 2 cents on it. And thank you, Octuman, for the 20 bits, man. Do appreciate it, bro. He says GE tax, appreciate it big time, man. We have Relaxing with me. He says, wazza, good to see you relaxing. Thank you for tuning in today. Let's make some money, guys. Now, we do have 488 mil on hand today. What are we going to put it into? That is going to be the Pegasian boots next. And then we've got to give all of our margins a check here because honestly, right now we only have 58k and we're 11 minutes in. We do have to turn that around a little bit. Now, I have noticed with these streams that since real-time pricing has been implemented, we have had like kind of like a funky flipping experience, right? We kind of get a lot of our profit on the second half of the stream, which is probably not very typical of our normal streams, right? We used to have consistent profit all the way through, but now it's like we get most of our profit in the second half, it seems. So right now we're just waiting. We're trying to get this twisted bow, but honestly, we're trying to play the downtrend on it. It's not really working in our favor. I think we're going to go ahead and list this a little bit above margin, and we'll see if we can get one. I mean, we'll have to see. Rude says, I don't know why, but my Jag expanded my account with 540 mil yesterday. Today I started to play from the beginning. Welcome back to the grind that is old school RuneScape. I'm so sorry you got banned, man. I'm not sure why that happened. Maybe someone traded you gold that was illegitimate and Jagex thought you were buying it, or maybe you were participating in some nefarious activity. Hey, you know, I don't make the rules around here, and I definitely don't enforce them, but I definitely do not encourage buying or selling gold. You will get banned very, very quickly. Jagex has been cracking down very hard on that stuff, so don't buy and sell gold. If you don't do those things, you're probably going to be okay. Oh my, and my eyes, guys, by the way, are just mad itchy today. A lot of allergies for me today, unfortunately, which is, I'm going to, you know, maybe cry midstream because of it, but yeah, we'll toughen up. We have DJ, he says, I think my problem with passives is just I can't predict the trends well. Things will often crash faster / lower than I'd expect. If that's happening, DJ, just list a little bit lower, man. I think a lot of the times people expect these real-time pricing graphs to be absolutely to the T accurate, and that's actually not the case. Sometimes they do miss buy and sell offers, and the items do trend lower than the graphs do show. That's been proven multiple times, and it happens to me a lot of the time as well. So maybe just list a little bit lower and play a little bit more risk adverse, right? Try to get the best deals and not just a good deal, if that makes sense. Now let's do the this Dragon Hunter crossbow. We do have one in our inventory now, so let's go ahead and list that back. Decent margin on it, not going to make us that much money, unfortunately. We do have to adjust a lot of this stuff because not a lot of it has been moving as of right now. So I'm going to sell these Abyssal Bludgeons back, and even the margin on those has come down a lot, which is like such a pain, honestly, considering how long we waited for those, but we should be able to get them off at a decent speed. Light Up the L says, have you seen how much the volatile orbs have rose? Yeah, I did see the volatile orbs went very high and then they're coming back down. Not something I really want to get involved with just because I think it's too risky. It could go back up again, but who knows, right? And I don't really like to do anything too risky. With the current markets as well, I don't think that the volatile orb will keep a high price point, considering that we are in a pretty deflationary state economy-wise, where gold is a little bit more valuable than it typically would be. Lish says, has given us a follow. So thank you, Lish. Do appreciate that, man. And welcome to the flipping team. Sorry, I kind of missed that when it first came up. So anyway, welcome. Hopefully you love flipping in old school RuneScape. I definitely love flipping in old school RuneScape. And let me know if you have any questions about flipping in old school RuneScape, and we'll be sure to get that answered. Now, I do want to go ahead and buy more of these Dragon Hunter crossbows here, not because I think it's necessarily a good flip, but it's a working flip, right? So let's try to extract maximum value from this in the meantime. I mean, not a lot of great margins for us today, unfortunately, so we might have to... Oh, there we go. Finally, man. We're waiting for that twisted bow for such a long time. And of course, the margin just wants to come back down on us, but I won't stand for it. So we're actually going to try to sell this above the current margin here. We did wait a long time underneath the margin to actually buy a twisted bow, and it never bought. We sat there for about 10 minutes and didn't buy one. So I could only assume that this item is going to trend back upwards because we didn't catch any on any sort of dump there. So I do think we'll be okay waiting a little bit longer on this. Scared Monkey says, where can you see these real-time price graphs? Seems like they are the meta for flipping. Scared Monkey, man, good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in the live chat before, so welcome back now, or welcome to the stream, not welcome back. They are on the OSRS wiki. So if you go to the OSRS wiki and you search an item, then you hit real-time price graph. For that item, it will show the real-time prices on the item. You can also go to like prices.runescape.wiki or something like that. I don't know the exact web address, but if you look up like old school RuneScape real-time prices, it should come up. What's the best rune I should invest? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't think investing in anything right now is that great of an idea. Wait till we see the market start to recover a little bit before making any investments. Right now, I'm currently not looking at any real investments. I'm only using my passive investing strategy that I made a video on last week at this current time. Now, I am trying a couple of different items with that strategy as well, trying to see like, hey, what's going to work with this strategy now that I've exposed my two favorite items, right? So anyway, just trying to switch up that strategy in itself. Gyroscope says, good luck with the flips today. Thank you, Gyroscope, man. Welcome to the stream. We're going to try and see if we can get some good flips working today in our favor. Now, currently, the twisted bow looking a little bit stiff. Not a lot of volatility on it today. Or not volatility, just not a lot of volume on that twisted bow today. I don't see many trades going through for that twisted bow. So anyway, it's something to keep in mind here as we go ahead and flip. But all of these other items, we do need to adjust them, definitely. There's a lot of staleness here today. We'll try to get in on a scythe as well, see if we can get any of those going. Anyway, guys, hopefully you are doing well today. If you are watching over on YouTube, definitely drop a like, guys. Seriously, it helps me out a lot. It gets my content up there with some other great RuneScape content creators. Literally every like counts. So please drop a like if you are enjoying. Now, I also want to know if you're someone who comes in and watches every week, let me know in the live chat. I want to see who my repeat viewers are. People who are always popping in here, tuning in, and trying to improve their flipping skills. It always means a lot to have repeat support from you guys. So if you're a constant viewer, let me know. And I know a lot of you in the live chat as well are big into the Discord group. So if you're not with us on Discord, you can be sure to join us there. But so many of you, I see you chatting up all the time in Discord, talking about items, talking about, hey, you know, what items are going to be the best for us to flip, maybe some potential investments as well. I see you guys chatting in there all the freaking time. So shout out to you guys who do that, man. Just getting involved with the community. Elven Singit always worked for me. Good, says Rudinate. Yeah, I mean, I've never actually flipped that Elven ring before at all. So it may be better overnight. I'm not sure. I'm here weekly, at least says Light Up the L. Dude, you're here like every stream, man. You're here more than weekly, dude. DJ says, I pop in as often as I can. Oh, I know, DJ, man. You're definitely a repeat viewer as well. You already know. Love the disc too. Jay, of course, man. Big hearts in the chat. Big hearts in the chat. Now, I do want to see if we can get an Elysian Spirit Shield going as well. But honestly, the Elysian margins recently not looking that hot, guys. Which is unfortunate, right? So maybe we won't go ahead and flip those. The only reason I do want to rotate into an item like that is because we haven't had a lot of luck flipping the Scythe yet or the Twisted Bow. Now, we did just list the Scythe as well, so we should give that a little bit more time. But anyway. And we did get that Twisted Bow off. Finally, something at least going to give us some money here today. Now, we are going to play the downside of that Twisted Bow a little bit more as well, potentially. Actually, no, we're not. We're just going to milk this Twisted Bow for as much as we can right now and just flip it as many times as possible, just because we're not finding a lot of good flips right now. So anything we can get, we're going to take. I think that's very important to learn as a flipper, right? Not every time you're going to be able to get insane margins when you do sessions. Sometimes it's just you come to a flipping session and the margins are really, really tight. So when that's the case, you have to extract maximum value from the flip. If margins are tight, the item is going to flip faster. So just keep flipping that item for that, decreased margin, and try to take all that money you can from it, especially if you're finding that not a lot of other items are really working out for you, because that way you're actually going to increase your GP per hour profit in that session, and then you can move on to another item. Obviously, it's not ideal, and no, you shouldn't be flipping a Twisted Bow for 100k. That's a little bit too small of a margin, but sometimes you're only going to be getting 500k on that Twisted Bow, and unfortunately, sometimes you do have to take that, and it can be difficult to stretch that out, because there's not a lot of volume on that Twisted Bow today that we've seen, and on top of that as well, lots of competition on items right now. So something to keep in mind in your flipping sessions. I know a lot of you guys, you should keep this in mind as well when you're flipping an old school RuneScape. Not a lot of you guys are looking at volume. Now, volume is very, very important. And with these real-time price graphs that are now available, you can actually see buy and sell volume. So it's a very powerful tool in determining when other people are either buying or selling their items, right? And you can see when other people are entering or exiting positions based on volume. Now, if you want a guide on that, let me know, but it's kind of like a more advanced guide for people who have been working with the Grand Exchange for quite some time. Their resume at the exchange looks quite extensive, if that makes sense. We have Wild Muffin and OSRS Clusa saying, howdy Scape and what's up, boss? Good to see both of you guys. Welcome to the stream today. Now, guys, we're just trying to make a little bit of profit today, just getting in on some of these bigger items here, hoping this scythe will actually buy up for us. Now, we're currently listed underneath the margin on that, so we'll have to see if that actually does end up working in our favor. Now, we do have the Sanguesti staff looking like it wants to make a little bit of a price run here, so I do want to try to get in on that. Hopefully, it doesn't crash on us. Me and the Sanguesti staff, we've had some good and some bad moments. I mean, I think the only stream we've ended in a loss was from the Sanguesti staff, giving us a very, very bad burn of about 6 mil loss. If you guys remember that, I'm sure someone had to be there for that one. It was like maybe 6 months ago. It was before real-time prices for sure, but it burned us very badly. The Witty-ish says, nice to see another stream. Good to see you, Witty. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we're always live, man. We're always trying to dig out some profits from the exchange, and we just passed the 1 mil profit mark. Now, we are about 22 minutes in, so we're a little bit behind from a profit standpoint compared to our average. We need to turn that around a little bit. We have 189 mil on hand. What can we flip next? And I know exactly the direction we're going. The Dragon Hunter Lance will be up next onto the field. Now, we do have a couple of these right now that we do want to list. So let's go ahead and put them in for about 10k above margin here. We'll get 3 of them going for now, see if that does work out for us. It should work in our favor. And nothing too crazy right now. Currently watching the margins on the OSRS price wiki. Nothing is really off margin as we speak, so we should be okay as far as the profit standpoint goes. We have Lake popping in as well. Good to see you, Lake. Welcome to the live stream, man. Hopefully you're doing well today on this lovely Monday evening. We're trying to make a little bit of bank here at the Grand Exchange today. And guys, if you are enjoying the live stream today, please drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Now let's make a little bit of bank today, guys, because we need to make some money. I really hope these Sanguesti staffs will actually buy up for us. Let's do a little bit of a margin check on everything that we currently have here. Looks like we're okay on that Twisted Bow as of right now. That Sanguesti is looking good as well. The Scythe maybe is a little bit off. No, we're good on the Scythe as well. Everything but the Lance, actually. That actually moved on us, believe it or not. So we're going to relist that Dragon Hunter Lance here. We'll get in on a little bit higher of a margin for that. Try to buy a couple of these. iEvo says, how do you tell the difference between an undercut and someone just doing an insta sell? You can't really tell the difference as far as I know. An undercut will be a lot closer to the original offer for the most part, but it could also be an instant sell and someone just picking it up for that price. So you can't really tell. You just have to adjust based on the market movements. I mean, you just have to see the prices and adjust in comparison. There's no really way to tell if it's just a natural sell offer or if it's someone merching the item. Rudinate says, love your energy, man. Thank you, dude. He says, first time watching, but now I'm going to watch more often. Do appreciate that, man. Hope to see you in some future streams. Now, you'll definitely notice our profit can be a roller coaster sometimes. Sometimes we're rolling in dough, sometimes we're not. And that's just the life on the Grand Exchange, guys. I mean, some days you're going to have some killer days on the exchange. I mean, you're bringing in like, you know, 5 mil an hour sessions, 10 mil an hour sessions. I think the best I've done in an hour is 12.1 mil. Which is by far my record. I don't think I've ever gotten close to that. I think the runner-up to that was like 10.6 mil, I think. So, I mean, I guess I've gotten kind of close, but a 10 mil an hour session is, you're really making good profit. And before you ask, yes, it is possible to do. Now, currently in these market conditions, we're actually kind of in a RuneScape recession right now. So it's going to be a little bit harder to make those better profits because honestly, the trends on a lot of these items are not, first of all, they're not predictable. And second of all, there's no bottom to these movements. And third, it's just tough, man. Okay, in a downtrending market, it is hard to make some nice juicy flips. When things are uptrending aggressively, you know, for example, when there's big updates on the horizon, causing people to buy back into the game, more memberships to be redeemed, and people to get back into old school RuneScape, that is when you see some of the best markets of RuneScape because there's lots of volume, lots of volatility, and you can make some good money. Now, I'm a little bit concerned on this Dragon Hunter Lance, by the way, because we just filled out a Dragon Hunter Lance offer, but at the same exact time, we did get a little bit of money back for our lances here, so we do need to keep that in mind. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about that. I'm actually going to list these for a little bit higher, see if we can get them off here. My nose is so itchy, man. Whew. Good question, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a very good question. I mean, that's like, no one's like ever asked that, really. And we did get that Twisted Bow off. A lot more money on that second one, guys. About 800K on that last one there, which is very, very solid. I'm actually very happy about that, considering because we were having a little bit of a tough time getting that Twisted Bow moved back and forth. So very happy on that second Twisted Bow. We're going to try to get another one here. Who knows if it's going to work. Brian says, how long do you normally wait on an item to sell? Good to see you, Brian, by the way. Welcome back to the stream. Now, it really depends on the item, right? How long you're going to wait on something. Now, if it's something like a Twisted Bow or a Scythe of Vitur, you can wait upwards 10 to 15 minutes to actually sell one of these in an active session if you are chasing the largest margin. But if it's something that's a little bit more high volume, say, I don't know, Carol's Leather Top or something like that, which is still a gear-related item, maybe you only want to wait 7 to 8 minutes. For something that's high volume, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. It really depends on the item and what you're actually trying to sell off for, and also the time frame that you're actually flipping for. If it's an active session, you can follow those guidelines, but if you're flipping overnight or you're doing a passive flip as well, that's obviously a longer time frame that you'd have to focus on. Anyway, we're going to leave these offers in here. Things are looking nice right now. Another Twisted Bow filling into the inventory. Super happy about that, guys. We're going to go back in and sell this next Twisted Bow here. I'm hoping we can just rip through these Twisted Bows, buy and sell as quickly as possible. Like I said, margins aren't looking too good today, so our goal is to extract maximum value as quick as we can. So not chasing those massive margins today, but just flipping back and forth, trying to be quick, get in and out of our flips, and make some money that way. I think that's honestly the best strategy for today, as we cannot find these bigger margins. Although I will say we are hunting a larger margin on that Scythe of Vitur, so we will be very patient on that. I don't have an updated margin for that Scythe of Vitur yet, but once I do get it, we will be adjusting prices around that. By the way, guys, if you're not with us on Discord already, be sure to join us with the link in the description below or in one of the Twitch panels below as well. We have a Discord dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. We teach people how to flip in there, and whether you're are a beginner or an experienced flipper, honestly, you could probably learn a thing or two in that Discord group. And honestly, we just have a nice flipping community, so we'd love for you guys to join it. But it's totally free. I mean, none of the things in there are paid for as well, so definitely feel free to take advantage of that. You know, pop in, ask questions, whatever you may need. Also, like the stream if you're enjoying. That actually really does help me out a lot. So definitely drop a like if you're watching on YouTube. DJ says, I'm making shrimp pasta tonight, but how should I make it? Honestly, I only have microwave skills, so hopefully you can microwave that ish. Regardless, though, let's go ahead and get another item rolling here. We have Miss giving us a follow over on Twitch. Thank you, Miss. Do appreciate the follow. Welcome to the flipping team. And let me know if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack, and we'll be sure to get them answered for you. Now, I do need to get another item going here. I think that next item is going to be the Armadillo crossbow. Now, the Armadillo crossbow is getting listed in here for about a little bit above margin, not too aggressively here. We'll just slide a nice little margin in on that. Hopefully try to fill an easy quantity there. And again, Scythe of Vitur not give. Oh wow, that Scythe of Vitur is coming up in price actually, so I think we're a little bit low on the listing. We're going to adjust around to try to actually hit one of these sides here, and we're going to get pretty aggressive with it. Not going to lie, I do think this Scythe might start uptrending here, so I would like to actually try to fill an offer on it, and hopefully we can actually get one for not too expensive. Now we have Plinka Plonka. Oh, good to see you again, Plink. He says, do you know how often the real-time graph prices refresh? Every 1 minute or so, as long as there was a trade within that last minute. Let's see a high volume item flip. Okay, we can do a high volume flip. Let's do... The thing with high volume now is, like, you don't want to do really, really high volume, in my opinion, because it's very competitive, especially with real-time prices. And Dip giving us a follow over on Twitch as well. Thank you, Dip, man. Do appreciate it. Welcome to the flipping team. Hopefully you are having a great experience here on the stream today. But, of course, we had a high volume flip request, so we'll be sure to get one of those in. And we're going to do the manta ray here today. Now, I always manually check my high volume flips, even with real-time prices, just because it's so cheap. And we're actually not going to be doing that flip today, just because the margin's not too good on those manta rays. So what I'm actually going to move into next is the Amethyst Crystal. Now we're going to do a manual margin check again on that Amethyst Crystal. Not a great margin, but definitely a lot better than the manta ray. We'll go ahead and list a quantity of those, let it do its thing. Now I also want to do the dragon darts as well. We'll get those going here, see if we can make a little bit of money off that, and just try to secure a quick flip on those dragon darts as well as those Amethyst Crystal. It's not going to be easy, okay? High volume flipping in this current meta is not easy, and we're actually going to stay away from those dragon darts. Let's do the Diamond Dragon Bolts E next. We'll try those. Because look, if you're flipping high volume items, you're flipping some of the most competitive items in the game, and with real-time prices, you can really get screwed on some of this stuff. So you just have to keep that in mind. We'll get these two high volume flips going. We'll try to make a little bit of money from that, and we'll let it do its thing. Gone are the days where we started the streams with the dragon darts. Yeah, those are long gone. Although those were good days, man. Those were good days. We got that fat stack now though too. So I mean, hey, we've come up on a bag since then. But those always were a good flip as well. Spicy food for spicy flips. Absolutely, man. DJ says, I cook almost daily, so I know what I'm doing. I'm just not sure what I want. But, you know, a passive flip while cooking seems smart. Try to flip maybe like the bludgeon or something. You know, you can probably get at least 100K on that if you're going to be away from the computer for like 15-20 minutes. Oh, we have Kira saying, hey, good luck for today's flipping round. Thank you, Kira, man. We're trying to make a little bit of bank here today. Come up on some nice coinage, and we'll see how it works out. Definitely not too good on those high volume flips as of right now. Now we did get a Scythe of Vitur as well. Ooh, I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about this one. A little bit nervous. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. The margin has just come down since we bought it, but this happens a lot. These margins do fluctuate occasionally. Ceradome and God Swords are good too. Jay, I agree 100%, but I don't think DJ likes the Ceradome and God Swords as much, because I know him, you know, we talk in the DM sometimes. You know how it is. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to drop a like if you are enjoying it. Seriously helps me out a lot. So if you're watching over on YouTube, smack that like button, annihilate it, turn it blue. I don't know what else I can say. All the cliche YouTuber things, and oh my god, the profit in the last 10 seconds. Absolutely insane. We're going back in on the site of Vitur at its previous price level here, excuse me. I'm too excited, so I'm jumping the gun here on the commentary just a little bit. We're going back in on that site of Vitur. Very excited to see where that site is going to take us here in the short term. Now, I do want to get in on the Twisted Bow as well, smack another good margin on that if we are able to, and definitely looks like a lot of people buying into this Twisted Bow right now. Definitely see an uptrend on the Twisted Bow here, so I'm going to try to get in for a little bit more than our previous margin here, because I do think it will be a little bit tougher of an entry. We already got another scythe. We're going to turn this thing around as quickly as possible. Again, I do not think this margin will be lived for very long, so I want to secure it as quickly as possible and make as much money out of it as possible. Again, like I said earlier in the stream, we're extracting maximum value as quickly as possible today because margins are not that large. And we are getting a decent margin on that scythe of Vitur though, so I do want to see if we can swing another one potentially for another million GP. Anyway, guys, let's try and do it. And join us on Discord, by the way, if you are not with us already. Really, really great time to tune into that stream if you just got here. Good to see you as well, Reinert, man. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Good to see you. And anyway, more like Scape sliding into mine. Hey, I slide some DMs from time to time. You know what it is. Sometimes the SGS takes forever. Yeah, but it's one of those items that's very consistent as well, right? You're not seeing crazy price runs on that SGS, but you're also not seeing crazy price drops on that. Very consistent item over a long period of time. It is on, you know, it mainly follows the market, I'd say, the Ceradome and God Sword. Heavily affected by PVM updates too, because people speculate hard on the SGS, just because it's such a powerful tool in PVM scenarios for a lot of bosses. Time to smack some T-bows around. That's right, Saint. Always smacking those T-bows around. Now, here we are with another high volume flip here. The thing with the high volume flips in this current meta is you don't really want to let them run out the entire time. And the reason for that is there's just so many margin changes, right? So you do need to keep on top of your flips, just like everything else. And high volume flipping is definitely way more difficult than it used to be, and way more work for a lot less profit. That's just the way of the game, man. Thank you for the follow, by the way, JC. I forgot to shout you out, man. Welcome to the flipping team. Thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you are enjoying it. Let's make some money today, guys. Why do I feel like you're trying to auction off something to me right now? Could I be an auctioneer? Literally, let me know in the live chat. I don't know if I could be, because I do have, like, I can commentate very quickly, but I wouldn't say that accurately, you know what I mean? But I mean, maybe I could be. Could I be an auctioneer? I don't. Is that a compliment even? Anyway, we have let's see. Yeah, Madi says, why do you wait for all of your transactions to complete? Example, all 5 of the ACBs. You know, it's just preference. You don't have to do it. In my eyes, like, if the orbital crossbows are not buying up completely, then that means they're probably trending upwards, and I can just wait a little bit longer and buy a couple more potentially and sell them later. You could sell them right now, but I'm just being lazy and not doing it. It's probably better practice if you have these slots open to actually go ahead and sell those orbital crossbows. You want to try to secure the biggest margin you can in a short-term window. I mean, it's really personal preference, I'd say. We probably should sell these, so I'll listen to the chat this time. But really, it doesn't really make a big difference, although it probably is better to actually sell them. Really small margin on them now from when we started, though, which is a little bit sad. Jay says, escape slipping and sliding through the DMs, watch your RSGFs. I'm coming in with that big bank, all right? I'm going to steal them, okay? Let's see. We have Brian saying, what are the most volatile items you should stay away from? You know, you can flip any item in this game generally. If you are a less experienced player, though, you definitely don't want to be flipping things like right off the bat, like the Inquisitor Mace, right? Or any Inquisitor piece, really. I would not recommend flipping if you are new to flipping, especially if you like just get enough cash to flip something like that. Definitely don't try to flip them because they are very volatile items and they are not easy to flip. Yes, they are very rewarding too if you get it right, but you have to keep that in mind. It's if you get it right. If you get it wrong, you're going to be missing some GP from that stack, okay? Now, if you do want to flip some of those larger items as well, you need to keep in mind that it's probably better to start off with the Scythe of Vitur or the Twisted Bow. Yes, these items do occasionally have very big price fluctuations, but overall, they are safer items within the meta and within the game and within the RuneScape markets. They do have a decent amount of supply. They don't crash crazy amounts, and even if they do, you're only looking at a 20 mil loss, like compared to most of the time, I'd say. This is not all the time, compared to potentially with Inquisitor 50 mil plus. So, and they're just way easier to flip in general. And that's why you always see me doing Scythe of Vitur and Twisted Bow on stream, because they're safe, high margin items. They're risky, but they're a lot less risky than some of this lower volume stuff, right? Harmonious Orb, Volatile Orb, that stuff's pretty risky to flip. And again, very rewarding, but you need to keep that in mind. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. I know it's a little bit of a rant there, but you always need to keep in mind how much risk you're taking when you're flipping. Risk is very important. The more you can manage and mitigate your risk, the better off you'll be as a flipper. And long term, when you're playing the RuneScape market, it will make a big difference in your flipping career. It'll save you a lot of money too. If I should make a video on risk management techniques when it comes to flipping, let me know. It might be a little too advanced for a lot of people though, and might be more value in making a guide on something else. I lose a lot with Twisted Hats 3. Yeah, those are too low volume, man. I don't think you should really be touching those. I don't even touch those personally. I'm going to skip to mobile so I can make dinner. I won't be as active in chat. That's okay, man. Here's to breaking 5 mil today on stream. We're going to try to do it, man. It's going to be close. We're currently averaging about 4.9 mil per hour. So a couple more T-bows, couple more sides, we will be able to get there. Now, currently we have the Twisted Bow that is buying up here. We're actually going to try to get a cheaper one here. Need a little bit larger of a margin on it at this point. Thank you for the answer. No problem, Brian. Hopefully that does help you out, man. Let me know if it does, and definitely drop a like if you are enjoying, guys. It really means a lot to me. Also, join us on Discord if you're not with us already. We have a Discord group dedicated to flipping and money making in old school RuneScape. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced flipper, I guarantee some of that stuff in the Discord can help you out. And thank you guys for watching today, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's make some bank today. Currently looking at 3.7 mil, averaging 5.5 mil an hour. Will we actually hit that milestone? We'll have to see. It is looking pretty promising, though. We have had a lot of luck here in the past couple of minutes getting towards that actual goal. So we'll go ahead and sell these Armadillo crossbows back. Really not a lot of luck on these Diamond Dragon Bolts E. High volume and not really working out for us. We'll dump these back onto the exchange. Just get out of that, honestly. Same with the Amethyst. I don't think we really want to wait for this for too long, so we'll take the loss. Wow, bigger loss than I thought, but not too bad. Drodog says, flipping is hard with a 5 mil stack. Yeah, flipping is with a 5 mil stack is just enough to learn, but really not enough to make a significant profit. If you are flipping with a 5 million GP stack, I do recommend doing another moneymaker in-game before you actually go and flip. I would recommend about 10 mil before you start trying to learn how to flip in old school RuneScape. It's just too tough to flip with a smaller stack than that. Let's go ahead and try to get something else going here, guys. We have 485 mil in the stack. What can we throw it into? You know, the Ancestral Row Bottom is showing a pretty good margin, but I haven't had a lot of luck flipping that on stream this past couple of times that we have looked at it. So, by the way, my item list is down here. So when I'm looking down here, I'm actually looking at item prices. So don't think I'm just ignoring you guys and staring to the corner of my screen. Well, I mean, I am, but we're trying to get some flips going, you know what I mean? So anyway, we'll go ahead and list these Imbued Hearts next. The Imbued Hearts are a pretty good item to actually go ahead and flip. They are not tied to any armor sets in general, so the supply on them is actually pretty stable, I would say, and they can go on big price pumps as well, also crashes, but I do find them to be quite a good item. Pretty slow to flip, but definitely decent. I flip high volumes on the side for some extra cash. Drodon, that is an amazing strategy to utilize, especially for people who use, the Grand Exchange as a side moneymaker, right? People who are playing markets on the side to actually make money, high volume flipping or passive flipping or overnight flipping. Those are going to be the ways that you want to do it. I do recommend that most people start with with active flipping to actually learn how flipping works in an active setting, and then translating that skill set into an overnight or a passive kind of strategy, right? So I never recommend people really start with overnights or passives because it's a little bit too difficult without having that prior active flipping experience. But anyway, I could talk on that for a long time. Dr. Zegon says margins are so tight right now. I know margins are incredibly stiff right now, which is unfortunate, obviously, from a flipping standpoint. It's a good sign from the market standpoint, though, because it does mean that some of these items will either continue to they could spike in price or they could crash in price. Anytime margins get really, really tight, it means there's a lot of price action. Well, not price action, really. It means how do you describe it? The margins being very, very tight. There's a lot of buys. There's a lot of sells, keeping that margin really, really tight. People don't really know where the price is going to go on that, and it can lead to good situations. Do you use GE Tracker to check margins? I use the OSRS Price Wiki, but GE Tracker is another great option you could use as well. To be honest, for how rare the imbued heart is, it's pretty low. Yeah, I would agree. The Witty says, what do you think about Flipping Old School's new series? Would you do something like that? Potentially. I do have a good series in mind, but I haven't gotten to it because I've just been making a lot of guide content recently that seems to resonate with a lot of you guys. But if you want me to do, I have a really good series idea that I just haven't implemented yet. So should I just go ahead and do it? I was about to start the series idea, and then what happened was real-time prices came out, and that kind of threw my channel in a, sideways direction, right? And all the guides I've been making have been relating to real-time prices. So I haven't really found a good opportunity yet to make that series. And no, I'm not going to leak any of the series, okay? I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I think it's a great idea and it'll be really fun to do. And I'd rather it just be a surprise, right? So, but it is a good idea, I will admit. Will people watch that? Am I that entertaining? I don't know. That's why I'm always I should just make guide content because I'm kind of boring. So, anyway. Leak it. No, I'm not going to leak it. Not going to leak it. Jordan says, if you put low buy offers in and wait overnight, you can make some good money. Absolutely. Overnight flipping is a very powerful tool. It's probably how I make the most of my cash stack these days. To be honest, you have good energy, man. Light up the L. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. He says, keeps me interested in stuff. I always try to be very active with the chat. But live streaming is such a passion of mine. And flipping obviously is a big passion of mine too. So we combine those hand in hand and you have the Scapenomics live stream. That's as simple as that. But regardless, we did get this Twisted Bow, guys. I do want to turn around and sell this here. We're getting a decent margin on this. Not that large, but pretty good for today's standards. I remember you and Stu talking about it a while back. Would be fun to see a series. I know. The thing is, with the series, I want to film 2 episodes of the series before I even release 1 episode. That way I can stay on top of the series, right? Because the problem that I was having, I was doing the 10 to 100 mil flipping series, and it was just the same thing over and over and over again. And it's good content. It's very educational, and definitely a lot of value to be had from that series in itself. But at the same time, it just was not that exciting. This new series would be a lot more exciting, a lot more engaged with you guys, and I think it would be a lot better. I'm nervous that I won't be able to continue it. Just because when it comes to making YouTube content, I want to do what I want to do, you know what I mean? I don't like being locked into making certain videos. And then if I want to make a guide on something, it throws off the series, and it's just not professional YouTuber, you know? Clusa says, the Grazi used to be fire flip, but now it's just insane competition. I don't think you can really put a good stamp on real-time prices yet, because you have to keep in mind that real-time prices came out when the market was kind of dead. There's not really a lot of updates on the horizon, and I know I keep saying this, but it makes a massive difference in how excited and how much volume's in the market, because if there's no, when there's no updates on the horizon, the player base is smaller and the volume is lower. There's really not been a great example yet for real-time prices in a booming market. So it's kind of hard to, determine, is it just a lot of competition? Is it just a crappy market? It's hard to tell what the deal is with these real-time prices, quite quite yet. We need to have it for like a year or two to really get a good consensus of like, hey, is real-time prices better or potentially worse than not having the real-time prices? There's definitely, you know, better situations across both. I mean, overnight flipping is obviously a lot better. With real-time prices, you have more accurate information, but at the same time, active flipping has become a lot more competitive, considering that people or even bots could look up the real-time prices at any given point in time and list over your flips. So something to keep in mind. Do the series? A wild muffin, I'll do it, man. Okay, I got it. It's just, I haven't had a really good chance to film it either, but I'll do my best. Drawing says, which items do you recommend overnight flipping? It really depends on your cash stack. High volume stuff is good for smaller cash stacks, and then high margin stuff is good for larger cash stacks. Also depends on your experience level as well. I never recommend, you know, people without experience, even with larger cash stacks, to try and flip large margin items. It's just really not a great way to go about it. Focus on that easier stuff to flip first, get the hang of flipping, how that works, and then move on to some of those other items. I think old school flip is delaying a series so he can use the good flips for a while. Okay. Oh, for the items. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Whew. iEvo says, a lot of bot scripts are programmed to dump at the end of the day. That's actually not true. That's a big misconception. The reason that items fluctuate very large movements overnight is because there's no one online. So there's a lot less offers than the app, like during the day, or, you know, at 2, 3 in the morning Eastern time, there's a lot less people online during the week than there typically would be any given time other than like outside of that time frame, right? So just because there's a lot less players online means there's less people buying and selling these items, which means the fluctuations are a lot larger and the margins are a lot bigger because there's less trades to make more price certainty, right? So prices are a little bit more uncertain during those times. There's a lot less volume during those lower played times, and that's why margins are so big and you see those massive fluctuations. It's not bot dumps. That's been a big misconception because of Third Age Films or Soup's video a long time ago that kind of like spread that misinformation throughout the community. It's just not the case. Yes, do bots dump items? Yes, this is true, but it does not happen every night at the same time, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd be making bank off of it. I love old school flips content, but I watched him a lot before, but you didn't pull me in like you did with the streams of active flipping. Again, love his content and it's amazing. Oh yeah, flipping old school's content is very, very good. I definitely, you know, big respect to him. Like he was my inspiration in the beginning as well. He definitely gave me some insight into flipping when I was a young lad on the exchange. But now, like, I just make my own content. I obviously have a lot of respect for him. Biggest flipping creator here in the old school RuneScape community by a lot. I don't even know who's the second biggest, to be honest. Probably Manatee Gaming, I would think, who also has a great channel, but it's more RS3 content than old school content. Anyway, guys, I hope you are enjoying the stream today. Definitely drop a like if you are, guys. It really helps me out a lot. Gets me up there with some other great old school RuneScape content creators. An absolute massive number of you guys tuning in today for real. Really does mean a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. Rumble giving us a follow over on Twitch. Thank you, man. Do appreciate it. We just got both of those Arcane Spirit Shields in as well. Let's turn those around. Let's try to get a good profit on them. I mean, we could be looking at 100K here, potentially a little bit less, actually. But still a decent margin nonetheless. Now, I do want to go ahead and sell these Imbued Hearts back as well. Again, we were looking at a pretty decent margin on these Imbued Hearts before. Doesn't look as inviting now, unfortunately, which is a little bit sad. So we will go ahead and list these back. HH giving us a follow over on Twitch as well. Thank you very, very much. And guys, be sure to drop a like over on YouTube if you're watching over on there. It does help out a ton. And we're almost at 20 likes as well. By the way, I gotta get to sleep. Drodon, man, thank you for tuning in, man. Hopefully I can see you again in the future on these streams. Do appreciate it. Oh, I'm Drodon. Okay. Oh, well, thank you for the follow over on Twitch regardless. We have Jay over on Twitch as well. He says, I feel like old school's content is more broad and diverse, but Scape is advanced flipping expert, high margin, overnight passive investments. I think I talk in a lot more detail about specific situations compared to, flipping old school, but keep in mind that flipping old school is a full-time RuneScape content creator, right? So he does make flipping content. He does do news content. He does a lot more than just flipping. And, you can't just call, flipping old school just a flipping, content creator. He does a lot of flipping, but he does a lot of great other content as well, especially with like new updates. He always gets videos out very quick on that, summarizing the updates, and I think they're very good. People hate on him for it because sometimes he gets things wrong. Guys, anytime, a YouTuber makes a time-sensitive video, they're bound to get something wrong. I get something wrong in every single video I make, okay? And luckily, you guys aren't as critical to me. I appreciate that, but definitely a lot of effort that goes into the video production on my end, even though they still look really, really bad. We haven't gotten this scythe off yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. The margin is coming down on it as we speak here, but I am going to hold through the tough times. I think we should be okay on that flip. Now, I do want to list this Twisted Bow for a little bit lower, not having a lot of luck selling it off. That being said, we should be able to get it off before the end of the stream here, so no problems on that. Just not for as much profit. Love his series, not gonna lie, like 1GP to T-Bow and GE only accounts. The problem is, the reason I don't do that is because I have to improve my own flipping techniques. You know what I mean? And like I said, I like to make a lot of guide content. And look, if I was like a full-time YouTuber, I would have time to do these things. But I have to balance my time between work, social time, in my own life, and making content. So when it comes to making content, I think of what's going to add the maximum value to the community instead of what is going to be the most entertaining thing. And usually that is guide-related content. So if you want to learn how to flip and you're dedicated to learning the ins and outs of flipping, I'm probably a good channel for you because we make so much guide content. We talk so much about flipping here and flipping in specific on every single situation. So yes, I would love to have time to do a fun series and stuff like that. It's just, it's really tough in my life to do that, unfortunately, especially with the streams. I mean, they don't take up that much time out of my life, but they are at, after work and stuff like that. And it's just not that easy. I do as much with YouTube that I really can at this point in my life, and I'm proud with that. I always would love to do more, but it's just, again, it's not that simple for me. So we just slowly grow. That's, we slowly grow. We do it casually. And I think that's honestly, I'm very content with where my channel is, where we started, and where we're going. I think for the amount of effort we put in, we're doing very, very well here. We have Jay, he says, exactly, that's what I mean with broad content, new updates, market movements, etc., GE only series. Yeah, I could do like market analysis as well. People might enjoy it, but again, I have to make sure I do it every single time that the market, every month. But anyway, we have Horse Detective giving the 250 bits, man. He says, love catching this stream, appreciate the work you're putting in. Horse, man, thank you so much, dude. Really do appreciate that. Thank you for the bits. Seriously, man, thank you so much, dude. Like, especially after I give that little sentimental speech and you donate the bits. It's huge, man, huge. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. And I'm glad you're tuning back into these streams, man. Logic giving us a follow as well on Twitch. Thank you, man. Welcome to the flipping team. Let me know if you have any questions about what to flip with your cash stack or anything like that. Wow, 250 bits, man. That's awesome. Let's see, after watching you for about 2 weeks, you got me into flipping pretty hardcore on my rebuild. I feel like these live streams are really great with like bringing people into flipping and getting them incorporated in this community that we have, within the Discord, within the channel. And I'm really happy about that. Like it means a lot to me from like my perspective, right? Like we've put a lot of effort into building this community that we have up, and it's not huge, but it is close knit, and it is we have a lot of great people that are a part of it. Anyway, Alejandro says, feels so bad when you have a great margin and then suddenly your buy price gets reported and you see that. Dude, oh yeah, and then you see it like 1 GP up. I know exactly what you're talking about, Alejandro. Dude, and it's the worst when you literally just list an item and then it happens like a second later. It makes me so upset, man. Love the content, man. Thank you, Alejandro. Do appreciate it. Logic Soldier says, is this where the cool kids hang out? Logic, well, I mean, it depends what's cool to you. I mean, we could definitely be seen as a loser to some people. Couldn't flip the site that time, though. Still a noob account. Oh, that's fair enough. Jay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now it makes sense. I missed the previous comment. Cool AF. Yeah, exactly. I said skip a few flips before this new way to flip. Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. I mean, again, that's a community thing, right? Like, and I used to send flips too, but eventually I just like got so caught up with streaming stuff and just, I was lazy, so I didn't send flips back. So, if you were in that era, then, you know, you knew what we were on back then, but nowadays, like, I don't really do it as much, because I'm honestly not spending as much time flipping actively in game. Like, these days, like, I'm almost always doing overnights, passives, you name it. I'm just trying to adapt my strategy to a new meta, and guys, I'm trying to get to that, you know, those double-digit billions, man. That's really the goal, so... Morning Coffee and Games says, hey again, mate. Good to see you, Morning Coffee and Games. Welcome back, dude. And he says, and everyone else, too. Welcome to the stream, guys. Although, you came in on the latter end, man. What's up with that? You gotta get here earlier in the stream. Of course, I understand real-life obligations as well, though, so good to see you at the very least. We have Zill giving us a follow over on Twitch as well. So many people tuning in today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I mean, this is incredible. Amazing support today. And look at that. We could not have asked for better timing on that one, guys. Amazing ending right there. Just got that Twisted Bow off. During the stream today, we netted 2.5 mil on the Twisted Bow in total, which is very bad. The margin was very tight on that, but again, like I said, quick flips, extract maximum value from that situation. We also had the Scythe of Eter, which actually... good margins on the scythe, guys. We had about 950k margins on both scythes that we flipped. Pretty good on that. Very happy and content with that. Followed up by the Dragon Hunter crossbow, which we had about 334k total profit on. Very low margin on those Dragon Hunter crossbows as well. A lot of really tight margins today that we did work around. We got some quick flips going on those to try to take, again, maximum value out of the situation with these quicker flips here today. But 5.2 mil in profit. Very solid ending to the stream today, guys. Super happy about that. And very nice. So another great session here at the exchange on this lovely Monday evening, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please drop a like if you did enjoy this live stream. It really helps me out a lot, guys. Like, from the bottom of my heart, as a small content creator here on YouTube, really gets my content up there with some other respectable and great old school RuneScape content creators. Anyway, guys, we had 20 viewers on Twitch, which is freaking insane. I don't think we've ever had that many on Twitch to date. So thank you guys for watching over on Twitch. Thank you for everyone over on YouTube. And yeah, I really do appreciate that. So 2 a.m. for me, but awesome to be around. Yeah, Morning Coffee, man. Thank you for making it. I guess it's not a morning coffee where you are currently. Or maybe it is 2 a.m. So that could technically be a morning coffee. Regardless, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.